everybody, welcome to Low Sitting Pinstriping. As you can see, I'm going to do something a little bit different in this video. You'll notice that in all of my videos that I've laid out a design and you're watching me pinstripe that design. Well, I thought I'd do a video and show you how I come up with those designs. These are some of the things that I've been using for over 12 years to lay out my designs. I'm not a very good artist, so I came up with these things to help me out. First thing I use is this little Folgers coffee lid. This is a pan that I found in the house that I use. I use this little washer at times. This is a little cardboard center to a roll of tape. This is a 15-inch ruler, and then I've got a white Stabilo pencil that I use, especially for darker panels, and then I've got a black one of these that I use for lighter panels. But these are the things that helps me lay out those designs. So let me move these things out of the way right now. Let me bring in a panel, and let's lay out a little design, and I'll show you how I do that. All right, everybody. I got the panel here. I'm going to be doing it upside down. You'll see it backwards, but after I'm done, I'll turn it around. That way you can see the whole thing. But I think we'll do this horizontal instead of vertical this time on this panel. The first thing I always do is I lay out how wide this is, and I get my center line going. So we'll do that first. I use this ruler quite a bit for everything that I do as far as trying to keep everything really straight and true, kind of marking things out, and you'll see that as I go along. Now that we have our center line, I'm going to draw on a spear here first, and what I do is I normally just start it like this and just get it even and bring it down just so far. And then what I'll do is I'll take my ruler and I'll draw the rest of it out with that. Just like so. And kind of touch up these lines just a little bit. So there's our spear. I think we'll work off of that. Next thing I'm going to do is maybe these I can kind of freehand what I'm just thinking about. It's just kind of, you know, think about the process of what I'm going to do as I go along. So I'm actually just going to try to bring some lines down like this. Later on they'll be pinstriped in. And we'll do a few more. What you want to do is you want to try to always keep your widths and your tops and lengths about the same as you go along. And I think maybe I'll do about 4 of them is all. And that looks about good. Looks pretty true. I always wipe the end off, that way it shows me this would be the end of the spear and do there. So now let's bring in one of these other things that I use. Let's bring this thing in. And I'm going to put it right at the bottom of this thing, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a circle around like that. Now, what I'll do to try to make this so it's even across here is I'll measure across here, and I'll find the point, and it looks like 2 3/4. So I will go on this side and do 2 3/4. Put a little line there, and then I'll come down, and this is right at 3 inches. So I'll move that down to 3 inches, and right about there should be our dot, and then I'll put it right on the end here and bring that up to the dot, bring the end over, and then just make the circle. And there you are. They're really symmetrical and even with one another. You want to make things always so one side's not tilted more than the other. I had a friend in California that told me, he said, I did one time and it was crooked like this, and if you stood there and looked at it and tilted your head, it would probably be straight. But he told me, Bobby, if you're going to do this, make sure you do it straight. So for over 12 years, I still hear my friend telling me that in my head. So I'm always trying to make things straight and even. So I think now that what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little mark here, and I'll come over here and do the same on the other side. And you'll see what I'm trying to do here is I'm just going to draw over. I cut part of the tail off because I just want it to end so far there. I don't want it to go all the way. And I do the same on the other side. And then I just come around and give it that kind of a look right there. And this one here, now I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do or where I want to go with it. There's so much that you can do with this, is that I think maybe I'm going to bring this down to there, like that, to right there. Now I can kind of eyeball that and just make a dot right there, pretty much the width of it, the same side, instead of having to pull the tape measure out. And then I just bring this around to there. And then I might come down here like this again. And I can draw this one in here because it's not so long. And then maybe draw this one in on the same side, trying to be the same. Like that. And now you can take, and I think we'll just go around to the bottom here. I don't want to go, yeah, we can go down below that a little bit. And then we'll come down like this. And then I'll go across here like that. With the dot, I'm just trying to make sure I'm even between the two lines there. And now we always line this line up on the end of the roll, and this one over here the same way, and then just draw your line around, and there you go. Everything looks pretty symmetrical there. Now what I think I'll do is I will change my thing, and I've got the lid now to this coffee, and I'm kind of just going to bring a line out here. So I put it on here, and then I just draw it out like that. So now what I'll do to make sure that I get the same arch on the same side and the ends in the same place, I'll go back over here, and it looks, measure from the edge, it looks about 1.5 inches. So I'll bring it over here to 1.5 inches, and I can kind of just measure up now and guess what the height is there. And then I'll come back over here, line the edges up again to the dot in there. And that kind of gives us that mark there. It's kind of bringing, we're kind of getting some shape into it. Now I think that I'll put a line across here, kind of like putting another little, it's just kind of bringing a design to this big line I drew out here. And then we kind of taper it off. And then we will kind of do the same thing on the other side. Let me do it from this side so my hand isn't in the way. Trying to draw this line, just trying to keep it, everything even. There we go. You always kind of want to, at the end I'll take a towel and wipe it off, because you don't want any of the big blobs of the pencil sticking on there, especially when you're trying to pull your brush through it. So there we go. I think maybe let's try something here. Let's do a dot there and a dot there. Then we'll take this cardboard thing. Let's draw a line through here like this. Then let's use it to draw another line there. And now you want to take your ruler, because I want to get the same width there. It looks about 1.5 inches. So I'll just put another little mark there. I can tell it's about that high. So I don't want to go all the way down with it. Then I just line it up, draw it around, and there it is. Now, let's draw another little line connecting this. Like this. We'll draw this in like this. And then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put the point right there on there. I'm going to use that point, and then I'm going to come back to here and I'm going to draw a line over the top of the other one, but I'm not going to go as far. I'm going to go right about there, just past it a little bit. So I don't have to put a dot here because I'm going to use this corner like I did the other side, and if I do that, it should come out just about correct. Yes, just about like that. Now see, the arch isn't as much on this one as it is on the other one, so that's where you get a little bit different look to all of these things that I use to draw lines on. I'm kind of just darken this in for just a minute. Now I think I'll make a mark right here. One right there. And then I'll come over here. That one's a little high. And I'll make a mark there. I'm going to bring my pan back in. See how I leave just a little bit of the tail, and I'll blend this pencil right into that line. So it gives that nice sharp point coming down. And then you kind of just look at it and try to copy the same side again. Sometimes they'll be off a little bit, but I think it will be all right though. And I think maybe I'm just going to end these like this. And there we go. There's a little design that we just laid out with these tools that I use. I don't know if that helps you or not. If you're like me and you're not a real artist to things and can really just draw from sketch and kind of keep everything looking the same way, there's a lot of guys out there that are just phenomenal in this stuff, and I commend them on what they do. Their work is just awesome. And but this is just something that helped me because I wasn't able to draw very well, but it was able to help me lay out a design. Well, let me just turn it around for you real quick so you can see it the proper way. And there's the design that we laid out. And then from those, I'll just pick a color that kind of choreographs everything, and we'll pinstripe that. So I'm going to do this in the next video. I'll pinstripe this thing, and it might alter a little bit between now and then. I might change some stuff up or add some things to it. But I just wanted to make this little intro video just to show you how I lay out my designs. I hope you enjoyed it.